Hey everyone, Cory McArthur here with another video in a series of videos that I'm shooting where I talk about what happened in the 2019 real estate market in London, Ontario. So if you didn't catch my first video, go back and watch that where I talk about home sales and how they have changed in 2019. In today's video, we are going to jump into pricing and how prices have grown in 2019 and what we might be able to expect in 2020 as well. So when I started selling real estate and people would ask me about value of houses or what they can expect the growth and value of their home to be, I always told them that a good rule of thumb was 3 to 5% per year. Generally, that is what London had done. But things changed a couple years ago and 2019 is no different. So we actually saw home prices grow by over 10% across the city year over year, which is pretty substantial. And when we compare 2019's price growth of 10% with the other years and we begin to stack it on top of some of those record numbers that we've seen in 2017 and 2018, then we really begin to see how much home values have grown over the past 3 years. So get ready for this. Home values across London in the past 3 years are up by over 45%. So your home's value has grown substantially over the past 3 years. And if you've been a homeowner in that time, then you're very fortunate as you've naturally just increased your net worth just by owning a home. So if I'm ever out like talking to somebody or I'm in a coffee shop or something like that, people will know that the real estate market is kind of in their terms like crazy or it's been a great seller's market. Well, why? Why is that happening? And over the past couple years, generally the whole trend over the past 10 years is that the supply has been decreasing and the number of home sales or the demand has been increasing. But what we see when that happens is we've got this shortage of homes for sale on the market. The prices naturally pop. They naturally jump up because homeowners or prospective homeowners begin to compete for those properties and driving the prices up, and sellers can get away with it, and that's why we've seen this 45% increase over the past 3 years. If we actually take 2019 all by itself and we look at it on a month-by-month basis, we can actually see anytime we saw a drop-off in supply, we saw prices jump even further. And then to compound that issue, anytime that we saw that supply increase, which we typically will see in the spring market, the prices didn't actually drop off. They just kind of stayed steady or flatlined because people got a little bit of relief in the sense that there were more homes to choose from, but it was just covering pent-up demand that was already in the market. If we ever wanted to see prices kind of decrease, we would need to see such a long extended period of increased supply where all that pent-up demand kind of consumed all of those homes. Any bump that we see in supply is merely getting swallowed up by that kind of pending demand that is sitting there from buyers looking for homes. So let's take a look at how the prices actually shake out in all the different areas across London. London's divided into 3 areas, the north, the south, and the east. And the east is actually where we saw the most affordable homes in London. And it comes in at an average price of just over $323,000 in East London. The north was the most expensive area of the city, or where prices were the highest. And I don't think that's a surprise to anybody, but the average price in North London was over $491,000. So we haven't hit that $500,000 price point yet as an average in North London, but it may not be that far away. And finally, when we look at South London, we can see that their average price is $416,000 or just over. We see that London on average is about, the average sales price is about $412,000. That's where things landed. If we look at December specifically for all of London, we actually see that the average sales price was up to $437,000. Supply really dropped off in December, and there was still still enough buyer demand there, and that's where we saw some of those sales prices jump and get pushed up. When I started selling real estate, I can remember when the average for the whole city sat under $250,000, and that was just about 10 years ago. So we can actually kind of see how much the prices have grown. While it's nice to know what's happened in the 3 different areas of the city, we want to know, is there any one area that's really outperformed another? Meaning, have the sales or the average sales price been growing a lot more rapidly year over year in one area versus the other? And to be honest, it hasn't. We haven't actually seen one area outshine the other. In fact, there's less than 1% deviation between all 3 areas. So they've all been growing continuously, which would indicate there's kind of equal demand in all 3 of those areas. So this is something that I've said before, and I'll say it again. As much as it's nice to break down the areas kind of into North London or East London or whatever it may be, your community, your neighborhood is like its own little market. It has its own little ecosystem where there are market factors at play. Let's say there is a high demand for your neighborhood because of the school district, or there's a particularly low supply. All of those factors are going to affect what your home is worth. After I've kind of done this and looked at what's happened in general, is I do a deeper dive for each one of my clients and I send them a complimentary CMA. And it just gives them a good sense of, okay, this is what's been going on, and realistically, this is what my home is worth if I were to put it on the market right now. So if you're watching this video and you're not currently one of my clients and you would like to see something like that for your home, send me a message. This is something that I provide all of my clients. I'm going to be doing it over the next few months, and I'd be happy to provide one for you as well. All right, everybody, that's it for me for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I invite you to tune in to the next video, the final video in this series, where I talk specifically about what I think we can expect to happen in the 2020 real estate market. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.